Good afternoon, Becca. Thank you so much for joining us for the panel webinar for our CompTIA A+. So could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Rebecca Maddox. I'm a program manager over our technology programs here at Kennesaw State University's Community and Professional Education.
Thank you, Becca. What students will learn from this course?
So for our CompTIA A+ certificate, students are going to learn to assemble components based on computer requirements, install, configure, and maintain PCs, mobile devices, and software for end users, understand the basics of networking and security forensics, scripting virtualization, desktop imaging, and deployment. And they're going to be able to prepare for the CompTIA A+ Core 1 and Core 2 certification exams.
Awesome. Could you please also tell us what kind of topics are covered by this course?
Sure. To break it down even further, students are going to learn how to install and configure PC system unit components and peripheral devices. They're going to learn to install, configure, and maintain various operating systems, install, configure, and troubleshoot internal system components, maintain and troubleshoot Microsoft Windows, configure and troubleshoot network connections, manage users, workstations, and shared resources, implement client virtualization, and learn how to secure workstations and data.
Awesome. We do have some other questions that our students commonly ask. So
Sure.
Are textbooks required for this class?
Yes, there is a required textbook for this program. Textbooks will be information about textbooks will be sent out to registered students a week prior to the start of class. And textbooks are available at the KSU Center bookstore at 3333 Busby Drive Northwest in Kennesaw.
Great. So what are the prerequisites for this course?
We say have a high school diploma or its equivalency. You should have a working knowledge of computers because you're going to be working a lot with them. You should also have access to computer and internet. Students should be able to complete tasks in the Microsoft Windows environment, be able to search for, browse, and access information on the internet, and have basic knowledge of computing concepts. That will really set you up for success. We want you to be a little bit technologically savvy in order to take this course.
Awesome. So aside from the textbooks, is there anything else that students need to buy to prepare for the course?
Yes, we do strongly recommend having a flash drive or external hard drive. There are a lot of documents and information in this course that you may want to download and save for future reference. Now, of course, access to a computer in order to take your quizzes and attend online, if you choose that option, is required. You will have assignments outside of class time to complete, so you will need access to a computer and an internet connection in order to do that.
Gotcha. So this is very helpful. So does this course make students certified after they take this course?
No, students will still need to sit for the CompTIA A+ certification exams separately from this class. Now, I recommend visiting CompTIA's website at comptia.org for information on the certification exams. We will provide you with a discount code at the end of the class for some money off of your certification exams. There are two exams, Core 1 and Core 2 for A+ that you need to sit for and pass to earn the A+ designation. Now, Kennesaw State University's testing center does offer the CompTIA exams, so you won't have to go far to take them.
Oh, that is good to know. So does this class help prepare students for the latest CompTIA A+ exams?
Yes, our class is up to date for the latest CompTIA A+ exams that have recently been released.
Great. So can students take the class online?
Yes, we do have an online live option where students can attend class during the scheduled time, but will be able to participate live online from home using our distance learning platform. Of course, if you can attend in person, that is for the best since there are additional hands-on experiences available in the classroom should enough students attend in the classroom. But don't worry if you do decide to attend online live, we give you access to virtual hands-on labs to practice with as well. So all registered students will receive this access at no extra cost.
Got you. So how many students are typically in a class?
We have seen everywhere from 8 to 15, and of course some will be online and some will be in the classroom.
So is this a bootcamp course for the CompTIA A+ exam?
No, this is not a boot camp certification prep course. We do not want to rush you and have you cram in the information in a short period of time because there's a lot of information. Now, instead, we want to give you a mixture of lecture and hands-on activities to help you process the information and spend some time with it before attempting the exams.
Wonderful. So is there an option to do a few online and a few in person?
That is dependent on the situation. If there is an emergency, let your program lead and instructor know that you will attend online. But for the most part, students should attend using the method that they registered for. So if you registered to attend online live, you should stay online live, barring an emergency. If you registered to attend in person, you should stay in person, barring an emergency. And if an emergency does happen, reach out to your program lead and instructor and just let them know so that they can just keep track.
Gotcha. So does KSU provide the computers or the students need to bring their own to the class?
The class takes place in a computer lab for those who register to attend in person. Those who register to attend online live will need to have their own computer for class to be able to attend. And of course, you should all have access to a computer outside of class because there are assignments and homework that will take place outside of class.
Wonderful. Student also wondering, do we offer any other in-person CompTIA classes?
Not at this time, but we do offer some online self-paced classes as well as shorter monthly classes. If you have any questions about those, feel free to reach out to online@kennesaw.edu or visit our website at cpe.kennesaw.edu to look at the options that are available for you online.
Perfect. Well, Becca, do you have anything else that you would like to share with our prospective students?
With the combination of the virtual labs, the hands-on activities, the assignments, the quizzes, and the wonderful experience from the instructor, I think that this is an amazing class to take if you're interested in earning your CompTIA A+ certification or working at a help desk.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Becca, for your time. I do believe all the information are very helpful and comprehensive for our students to learn. Again, appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, good afternoon, Sandy. Thanks so much for joining us for today's panel webinar. So could you please tell us about yourself and your CompTIA experience?
Yes, I just want to say I'm glad to be here to answer your questions. All right, so about myself, my background was in engineering, and I actually had decided to go back to school, and I decided to pick computers. I did get my associates, and then I went and got my bachelor's. But after that, it's like, it's very hard to get into the field. But if they see you have CompTIA certification, it helps you out because they know you have some kind of general knowledge about operating systems, about hardware. You know, it doesn't have to be any particular vendor, but they know you know enough about computers that you can work with them in their organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and got my CompTIA A+, my Network Plus, my Security Plus, and my Server Plus. All right, so I went and did those. No, I did not do them all at the same time, but I did go and work on getting them. And then afterwards, I went and got my other some other certifications. But because CompTIA is well known in the industry, that's why I picked them.
Okay, that sounds great. Thanks for sharing. So could you please tell us what is your teaching style?
Okay, my teaching style is most of the time right now, because we're in a hybrid mode, I have some students online, I have some students in the classroom, that I try to get everybody involved. Okay, so I will have hands-on, and I will invite everybody that wants to come in and do the hands-on, like make a network cable, because it's something good you should learn. All right, so we do have lectures, and then we do have hands-on. We do have where I do practice tests. They have other labs like software labs. I just try to mix it up. If I've got a subject to talk about and I think it's going to be difficult for the students to understand it, I either show videos or I have the videos in the slide that they can watch on their own. I add so many papers to the forum where they can actually learn additional information. My goal is so they get to know a lot about as much as they can and be prepared for that test.
That sounds great. So students will also have questions about they're not sure if their experiences meets what is needed to be successful in this course. So how can students know if this, is the right way to go?
Okay, so just like I said, my background was in engineering, and I chose to be in computers. How did I know I would be good at it? I did not know, but I just put the effort in, and that's what you've got to do. This course is you've got to put the effort in. There's assignments, and you're supposed to do the assignments. Sometimes I even assign things that I've made up because I want to make sure that you understand. I don't want you to go into the CompTIA test and go, oh, I don't remember that. You are going to remember it. All right. I tell my students they say, well, how can we learn all these tables? I tell them to make a song, and that sounds crazy, but if you watch TV or you listen to the radio, what do you learn? Songs. So I told them to make songs up for tables and stuff like that. I'll make a study guide, so as we're going through the semester, they have the objectives, and because I've actually made them, as far as a Word document, and they can go in and start putting different things in that objective paper. So they would have a study guide at the end, because you're not going to go through all the books again and try to do everything. And, a couple weeks before you're doing the exam, the real exam. So I think anybody that wants to put the effort in, that's how you're going to know if you're good in this course.
That sounds great. So I think it's very helpful. You did cover a little bit of the question. That next question is asked about how are students assessed in the class? Is there any quizzes, labs, reading participation, or final exam? So would you please just share some information about that?
Yes, there is. Like I said, there are weekly reading assignments. They're supposed to do it. And the thing is, it's supposed to be reading, and they're supposed to post a question to me. And then I go in and grade it and give them an answer based on their question. And sometimes, depending on how good the question is, I actually bring it up and we discuss it. I discuss it in class, all right? Because I think it's important, because it's something that I can see maybe multiple people have asked the question. So I continue to, I'll mention it in the classroom. Like I said, sometimes I have students in the class, sometimes not, but most of the time everybody is online. All right, so we get to discuss things. I get to discuss things with them, and I want to make sure they've got all the information. So they have quizzes on a weekly basis. They have labs. They have reading assignments. They have to go in and write that question. Like I said, I give them they have labs they're supposed to do. There is a lab grade. I give them additional labs like for IP addressing, or what's my network, or I actually give them one, and I make a contest out of some of them because it's fun. All right. I have to do a power supply. I make up a power supply and out of a computer. Just I tell them what I need. Here's all the components in my computer. I want you to tell me what kind of power supply I need. So that's an assignment that I post to them, and it's part of their labs. But I also do it so the online students, because they can't take a computer apart. The ones that are in the classroom can, but the ones online cannot. So we all use the same computer, and this way, then they send me their answers, and the one that's closest to them wins the the contest. I always make contests out of things because I think if you have contests, make it fun, right? Make it funny, make it fun. Students are going to do it. They're going to participate.
That's great. So you mentioned some of the work in the lab. So what type of labs do students work on?
Sometimes they're software labs. Sometimes, like I said, they're IP addressing. A lot of them is like I said, I actually give them, what was it that I gave them? Oh, Mac, because we don't have Macs. All right, so I'll give them a Mac quiz. All right, because most of them have Windows computers. Well, how are they going to learn about Macs? Well, I actually went out and found a bunch of simulators, and they can actually go play with those simulators. And it's not going to be a functioning computer, but they would be able to find everything that they would need based on the question. Where's the dock? Where's the status bar? Where's this? Where's that? All right. What is the dock for? All right. And it will allow you to look at what it is. How would you change this in system preference? You know, it lets them look around in there. So I give them a test on Macs. So there's all kinds of different little things that I do, so they actually know how to do things.
That sounds so much fun.
It's not, and it's fun. It is fun, all right? It's very fun. I like to do things that are fun. I don't want to make it boring for anybody. I want to be fun. If you want to learn computers, then there's links in there. I put in there. There's little videos. I actually did one time. I was trying to look one for, because what's a computer? It's electronics, and that's like, well, no, you're not an electrical engineer, but you need to understand what all these little things are, transistors, capacitors. So I was looking at something, and it actually hung my system up because it was stopping my system. I was like, oh no, I can't keep playing these videos. So I do something that it's not going to hurt anybody's computer. I test everything on my own computers.
That would be very helpful. So yeah, what is the class format like? I do remember that you mentioned we have group of people of online and some of the students join in person. Like what is the class format look like? Okay,
so when I get in the morning, I most of the time right now, I ask everybody if they're going to be in the classroom or online. And like that's like starting from Thursday, I'll ask them if they're coming in or not, because you know, and I understand with the gas prices the way they were, it was very difficult for people who want to drive in on Saturday morning. So I asked them, and then if they're all online, that's okay. And then we go in and I actually go through whatever's left in the syllabus, what we're going to do, the schedule, to make sure they know what's left to do, what chapters we have left to do. Then I show them what I posted in the forum, because we have a forum and I post papers and everything in there. I make sure they know they have a chance to go back. I know they're not supposed to, but I'm pretty liberal about this, posting their assignments, you know, because everybody gets busy and they forget to do their reading assignment. So I say, make sure you do it, because you know, you have to pass this course with a 70, all right? And you don't want to lose those reading assignment points. You really don't, all right? So I show them that only 7 people have done it this week. You need to get, the rest of you guys need to get in here and get it done. So I go through what is needing to be done for the week, and then we go into our lecture. I do take a few breaks so they can, even though I can't see them, they get to take a rest break from me talking to them, and then we go into maybe like practice exams. So we do practice exams, we do papers, like I did the IP paper the other day. It actually is a nice paper from Cisco, and it has IP addressing, it has binary numbers on there. So it's all in one page, and we went through it, and the students answer the questions. I don't answer these questions. I already know the answer. I don't need to be answering the questions. I'm not going to tell them the answer. I want them to know the answer. So I let them answer all these questions. Tell me what the binary conversion is, what is an A-class ABC network. So we do a lot of things that are hands-on in the class. Even though they're not there, it's still like a hands-on, because they're telling me the answers.
Right. So what kind of jobs can students get after taking this class?
Okay, this question is endless. I just wrote a few down. Service desk, technical support, field service, desktop support, help desk, application support. Could be a technician because a network technician because you do have some networking in there. Could be a Mac, all right? It could be, and this one's open, all right? When you get your A+, it's going to open a lot of doors because it's an industry standard. You know, they're looking at this and saying, hey, if you look at any job, it's asking you to have A+. A lot of jobs are asking you for A+. Those are just some small array of answers there, but there's so many jobs that you can get in IT for if you have your A+ exam, pass it. Even if you say you're studying for it and put it on your resume, it still looks good that you're actually studying for the exam. And it's going to look good and people are going to look at you for that.
That sounds great. And
you can just write A+ hardware or software in progress. All you have to do is put that on your resume and it looks good.
So students also wondering, how does this class help with their employability? I guess you just already covered a little bit. Is there anything else that you want to share?
As far as the A+, like I said, it does open. If you want to get into computers, it is your beginning steps of getting into IT, and then you can just, it just never ends. You can learn a lot just from doing it. And then you can go back and do more if you want. All right, it all depends on where you want to stop. That's not, you know, there's no limit to what you can do with once you get at least one, because like that's what I did. I got my degrees and then I said, okay, I know the industry is requiring me because every job is asking for A+, Network+, Server+, all these different exams. All right, and it looks good on your resume.
That's perfect. So what are 2 certification exams do students have to take with CompTIA in order to be certified?
Okay, so there's 2 tests. These tests, they give them an actual number, and for A+, and it's 220, 1101, and that would be the hardware part of the test. Okay, so there is 2 tests. The other one is 220, 1102, and that would be operating systems. Okay, that would be your Mac, Linux. I even show you, even if you wanted to go in and play with different things like Linux, I have a site from Cisco. It's free. You can go in and actually play with Linux in there. You don't need any software. You don't need a virtual. They have the virtual environment already set up. You can go in and read things and then start playing with Linux in there because you never know when you're going to need it. That's why I said this opens up all kinds of different things that you may want to learn as well, because it does teach you about Linux and a little bit, and I go into explaining a little bit more about Linux and bringing up papers and showing how they file things and stuff like that. So like I said, this class is fun. I try to make it fun.
That sounds great. So is there anything else that you would like to share with all of our prospective students?
Okay, so most of my students, if they are preparing for the exam, I tell them just let me know, and we, even after the class is over, and what I do is if they want to have some study time and go through questions and stuff, all right, so because you're going to get nervous. There's just know about it. You got 90 questions, 90 minutes, and everybody's going to get nervous. And the more they practice, I mean, you can read questions and do it yourself, but if you can do it with someone and you're telling them why you're answering the question the way you are, then it makes them feel better there and they're more confident. So if they need to come in on a Sunday, I do it. You know, I make myself available to my students.
That sounds great. I do believe these information are very, very helpful for our students to learn more about this course. And it's it's very beneficial for them to get these information before they enroll to our class. Well, Sandy, thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you for having me here.
Hi, Ryan. Thanks so much for joining us for today's information panel. Could you please briefly introduce us yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ryan Capps. I'm the registration manager here at the College of Professional Education. Been in higher ed for about 16 years with a background in financial aid.
Perfect, thank you. What are the financial aid options for this course?
Yeah, so for the financial aid options that are available for this course, we do offer VA education benefits, including MyCAA to those who qualify, Wioa, and student loans.
Gotcha. What are the processes for students who want to apply for the military benefit?
For students who want to apply for military benefits, the first step is there is a VA information form that is on that cpe.kennesaw.edu website under the student resources financial aid, and there's a section for military benefits. You want to fill that out. It kind of explains how your military benefits work and lets us know which chapter that you want to use. In addition to that, we would need your certificate of eligibility that breaks down exactly what you do qualify for. And then if you are using Chapter 30 or Post 9/11 GI Bill, we would need a copy of your DD 214. If you are using MyCAA, which is a benefit for spouses of military service members, you would first need to contact your MyCAA advisor. And if you do qualify, you could reach out to us and we'll get you your education and training plan, or your ETP, and you can submit that back to your advisor to kind of get the process started for that.
All right. So what about Wioa?
Yeah, so Wioa is a benefit for students that are unemployed or underemployed, low income, that can help pay for the cost of the course. To apply for this, again, you can go to our website, cpe.kennesaw.edu. Under Student Resources, Financial Aid, and there's a section for Wioa. It's broken down by the region of the state that you're in, so you want to find your appropriate region. Click on the link and apply, and that'll tell you if you are eligible for it. And then from there, they'll let you know the next steps of what you need to turn in, as well as what you need from us, and we'll assist you with that process.
Great. So is there any employer voucher students can use? And also some students will have their employer to pay for the course. So what are the processes look like if their employer pay for it?
Yeah, so if you have an employer that is willing to pay for your course, what we would need is we would need something from your employer, such as like a voucher, essentially stating that they will pay for the course. With it, there can't be any contingencies on it, such as you need to receive a certain grade or anything like that. But as long as they state they will pay for the course, we can accept that. Once we get that, we'll register you for the course and then send an invoice to your employer for payment. So you would not need to come out of pocket to cover that course.
That's good. Is there any discount for KSU students or staff member, faculty member? And how to apply for them, and any discount for KSU or CPE alumni?
Yeah, there is. So for KSU students, staff, faculty members, we do offer a 25% discount on our courses here at CPE. And then we do offer a 10% discount for our online courses. For KSU and CPE alumni, we do offer a 10% discount on all those courses. If you do qualify for those, you would want to give us a call. We'll just need to verify that you are a current student or alumni, and we can get that discount applied for you and take that off the cost of the course.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ryan. These are very helpful information for our students to understand better about the financial aid option.
You're welcome.
Yes, and then we do have some more questions from students about registration for the course. So can this course be applied toward a college degree?
Unfortunately, it cannot. Our courses are considered non-degree and non-credit. They are awarded CEUs, which are continuing education units, but they are not transferable towards a degree.
All right. So what kind of application do students need to complete for professional education course?
So most courses do not require any type of application. There are some that do require an application or a placement exam. But what I would recommend is you want to check the specific program information page for more details. But most of our courses do not require any sort of application.
Okay, so students also ask, do they need a transcript from their old school to provide for the registration?
They do not. So our courses are open to the general public, so we do not require any transcripts from previous education.
Awesome. So what is the refund policy?
So if you register for a course and then decide that it's not for you, the refund policy is as follows. If you cancel 3 or more business days before the beginning of the class, you will receive a 100% refund. If you cancel 1 to 2 business days before the beginning of the class, is an 80% refund. And once the class begins, there is no refund given, as 0% refund at that point.
Okay, so what happens if the course is canceled?
If the course is canceled, we will give a 100% refund, or you also have the option to transfer to an equivalent course. So we can just move you to another course if there's one that fits your needs, but if not, we will give a 100% refund.
Perfect. Students also are wondering, what are the deadlines to apply for the program?
Yeah, generally speaking, it is 5 days before class begins, but we do want to warn students classes do fill up, so we always encourage students don't wait too long, but 5 days before class begins would be the deadline. If it is less than 5, it will depend on if there are still spots available and if there are any applications that are required for that class.
Awesome. So can students register by fax or mail?
They can. They can register by fax at 470-578-9085. On our website, there is a registration form that they can fill out and fax in. They can also mail that in to KSU College of Professional Education at 3333 Busby Drive, number 3301, Kennesaw, Georgia, 30144.
Sounds good. All right, so next question is, how does it look like after students get registered? Which means what kind materials or information they are going to receive before the class starts?
Yeah, so once you complete your registration, you will receive a registration confirmation email from the registration office. It's going to break down the course or courses that you've registered for, as well as showing how the course was paid for. It'll show the dates and times, the room that it's in, all that information. Also on your student dashboard on our website, you'll be able to see your current registrations that are upcoming, as well as any previously completed courses. You will also receive some information from the program manager as it gets close to that start date, welcoming you to the program and letting you know any information that you would need.
Perfect. So students also have several questions here. They want to know, after they complete the course, how do they request a transcript?
Yeah, so again, on our website, cpe.kennesaw.edu, under that Student Resources tab, there's a frequently asked questions section. Under there, you'll see a bunch of information, but section 2, and it's points 1, 2, and 3 are going to have a lot of good information for you. So the first bullet point on there says, how do I request a transcript? It'll explain all the information. There is a form that you fill out to request the transcript that comes through to our office, and then we review that and get that processed and sent out for you.
Perfect. And they also ask, how do they request certificate replacement?
Yeah. So in that same spot, it's the second bullet point. We'll say, how do I request a certificate replacement? Again, there's a request form on there. You can click on that, fill it out, come through to our office, and we'll get that filled out and sent out for you.
Great. And also another one is, how do they request an enrollment verification record?
Yep, same spot. It's just the third bullet point. We'll say, how do I request an enrollment verification record? Again, there is a request form you fill out right there. It'll come through to us, and we'll get that taken care of for you.
Sounds good. So Ryan, I think most of the questions are already covered for the registration and financial aid. Is there anything else that you would like to share from our registration office or financial aid side, like the contact information?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So to register for the course, we talked about you can fax or mail. You can also go online to the website cpe.kennesaw.edu. You can register and pay online for your course. You can also call us at 470-578-6765, option 1, and we'd be happy to help you over the phone. You can also come in person. If you come in, just give us a call. We can come out and meet you and assist you for whatever questions that you do have.
Sounds good. Is there any particular email address that students can reach out for financial aid questions?
Yes, you can reach out to us at CEREG, that is CEREG, at kennesaw.edu. That comes directly to the registration office with any registration or financial aid questions, and we'll be happy to assist you with those. We usually try to get back to students within 1 business day of reaching out. So if you want to email us, you can reach us there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for joining us today. I believe those information are very helpful for our students to learn.
You're very welcome.